The Avalanche make it official. Zach Parise is officially with the Colorado Avalanche. So we're just doing a quick kind of breaking news segment here, just because it's kind of a big deal, Kyle. So they get him for 1 year, 825,000. So basically next to nothing. And like we said on yesterday's episode, thought this was kind of heading in this direction. If you've listened to the past couple shows, we have some concerns about it. But I would say my concerns are the what ifs and going forward. If you want to look back and everything that he's done, of course, it's a solid career. My big concern was just not having played, and you get him for really next to nothing. But I guess the question is like, is his signing and him coming in here, is it better than what they currently have in their depth? Sure, if you want to say it is from what he's done in the past, but again, like going forward is what I'm looking at, and I still think that's a big question mark. Can he help them? Sure. Could this whole thing fall flat? Yes to that too. So for me, I have to go of the wait and see approach on how this works. It could be a great signing and help in the depth, or it could be Tomas Tatar version 2.0.
And I'll raise you one. If we didn't have the Ryan Johansson slow start that we did, this would be one that I would be having a parade right now in the streets for Zach Parise joining the Avalanche. Like this is because let's erase that from the equation. If Ryan Johansson wasn't a member of the Avalanche and didn't have that slow start, and you're kind of chasing after which Ryjo are you going to get, like this, you would just couple this right into this is another Drouin project. This is another Nichushkin project. This is a Kivi Ronsa project. This like the Avalanche just make the has-beens and woe-begons, they make them better.
Mhm.
So after already losing, as you mentioned, Tomas Tatar and Ryan Johansson, you don't know if that's paying off. And that's a beefier contract. Yes, Parise is just 825,000. I get that. That's great. And but with everything else, up until this Washington game, we were talking about maybe another defensive piece and a backup goalie. Yes, you
Mhm.
can. The Avalanche aren't having issues scoring right now. So does another
No, they're
left
not
wing?
having. I don't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah,
they're not having issues scoring, but they are having issues on depth, and I
yeah.
and that's where they're bringing him in to do that. So and I was thinking about it this morning, like am I being too negative on it? And I was thinking like the negatives that I have about it are things that have not happened yet for
Mhm.
him in his career. And maybe that was just a little bit like unfair to say like, well, because he's 39, because he hasn't played. I'm waiting for, a player of that of where he is in his career to hit that wall. And none of that has happened. So should I take a step back and say, like, okay, well, let's accept this for it being a very, minimal contract wise and see what he can do. And I don't want to fall into the trap of, Tomas Tatar didn't work out. Ryan Johansson is what it is right now. So now we can just automatically, before Priest's played a second with them, lump him into that. You can't go make signings because of that. So is it a risk worth taking? If the Avalanche felt like and there was nothing else out there that was really coming their way, then they go and do this because he's an established name, and if he's still got more to give, sure, go for it. And I think like I said, I was thinking about that this morning of just like maybe I'm just being too negative about the what ifs that have not happened yet, rather than giving the guy a chance. And I'm not going back on what I said. I'm still skeptical of this, but he's an Avalanche now, so
Yeah,
he's got my support, and let's see what you can do.
I'm not negative on Parise per se. Like I was mentioning,
No,
like
no, no, no.
we there you with the Avalanche, you need another backup goal. You can't keep riding your gift like you are right now. It's just not sustainable. And if you want to make a push in the playoffs, you need somebody of quality depth to back him up. Another defender would not hurt. This is like building a gingerbread house and taking the pieces out of the box or out of the oven and going ahead and decorating them before putting them together. Yes, this is a nice piece after you address the needs that are glaring, and up until the recent batch of games and all these accolades and awards that Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar are racking up right now. Before that, there were some glaring issues that the Avalanche needed to address. And I would have felt a whole lot better about this Parise signing if that was addressed. And then here's Parise. It's not like, I mean, we're halfway through the season. Nobody was knocking on his door. This is the first time I've heard his name.
Yeah.
All off season. This is something that could have waited. But hey, I'm glad he's a member of the team. I can't wait to see what he brings to this roster. But that doesn't solve the other problems that are still persisting with this Avalanche team.
It's a very good point, because if you were to rank the Avalanche needs right now, you could have the argument that backup goalie and 2C are 1 and 1A, and then depth is, the third one there. And they went and addressed the third one first. And maybe that speaks to just how difficult it is to make a deal. But when you're a backup goalie, that shouldn't be that difficult of a deal to pull off. I am really surprised that move has not been made, especially following the comments by Chris McFarland of we're working Georgiev too much. So it's a little bit surprising but hey, if now is the time is right to go get him, why wait around? You're not in a bidding war for him on anybody. He clearly wanted to come here. And the final part of this for me, how sweet is it that he is getting paid by the Minnesota Vikings, and now while he is going to be playing for the Colorado Avalanche? And that's a nice little twist to this thing, which I think all Avalanche fans are gloating in a little bit right now.
And he's a former Devil, so
he is.
He's good with me.
Yeah, I genuinely like the guy. So I guess for me, and hey, if I'm completely wrong on this, got no problem coming on here and saying that. And I was wrong about Georgiev last year. Go back to last year. I was very skeptical of that move. He proved me wrong last year, and I had no problem saying that. And maybe that's why I defend him a little bit more this year, because I saw what he did last year. Parise can come in, and he, there's a little bit of rust he's going to have to shake off, obviously. But if he can and fit in with this team, give them what they are asking for in some depth, which they definitely need, it'll look like another brilliant move at the end of the year. So we'll see where this thing goes. It's a 1-year deal, so they don't have to get out from under anything. It's just to get them through this year. Clearly, he's got pedigree. So let's hope he can still dip into that and give the Avs some much needed depth help.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes.
And if the Avalanche just plan on fixing their depth problems and their goalie problems by just scoring double digits every night, so be it. It's going to be a wild ride. Buckle up, Avalanche fans. Who expected this?
Yeah. So it did happen rather quickly. So he's a member of the Avalanche now. So we'll see when he starts, and we'll rally behind him. So, all right. That's going to be it for right now. Just wanted to get on and have a special segment on this. So this is moments before the Avalanche have puck drop against the Kings. So we got a game to go watch. But we're going to talk about that and then more on this Parise signing, obviously, on Monday. So definitely tune in to that episode. Going to be a lot more to say, I am sure, especially from our subtext people. All right. So that's going to wrap it up, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this special segment. Mr. Shaggy Von Doom over there. I'm Chris Maselli. Locked on Avalanche podcast. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you guys Monday.